see. Are we doing good? Yeah, we're doing alright, looks like. Though I am going to throw a little bit of wood in here, kind of start this fire up. Whoop. Yeah, I gotta add some more water eventually too, probably again. But there we go. That's 100%. And the reason I want to leave it at 100% is because the way I kind of built some of my stuff, it's not exactly the best way. But if it works, right? Is it really crazy if it works, though? By the way, I am probably gonna have to add water at some point. Or at least check on it, because I added water the last time, but I did add some water last time. I did add a spot at the sawmill. Generally because, like, I'm gonna be moving a lot of logs right now. So, I mean, I'll be moving a lot of logs. I just want to, you know, be able just to go back and forth, and if I need to fill up, I have to go back to like one certain spot. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, so let's see now. So, this is only going to run probably at about 12, 11, 12, somewhere around there, miles an hour. It's just because of how steep, it's just really, really steep right in this area. Cause see, but I also had to build it this way because this is like the areas that I found that were kind of clear. I wish I had started with something a little bit better of an engine, but it's fine. But I mean, right now, for this flat ground stuff, like, you could have used a Shay or something like that, probably. I'm just saying, like, theoretically, you know, saying, like, because that thing only runs, you know, stable ground pretty fast, and that's all, it's all level groundwork. Basically, the way I laid this was just, like, I just try to keep it above the hill, so I kept it, you know, this is only, like, again, this is all freehand, so this is, like, 2.5 freehand, and this is, like, what it left. Because I was going to put a switch in here, but then I decided against it, because I thought I was going to have to, you know, use a switch as like a redirect to come in and then run over that way, but then I was like, why would you ever do that? And then I removed the switch. But the switch that I had here is no longer here, but when I was originally like thinking this out, it's like, I thought we were going to come through here with a switch so you could go either way. You know, if you're gonna pull like the water in that, I might, you know, rework on that switch idea, but like that is going to be complicated because that's the output side. So I would have to lay like 90s or something, theoretically, or something like that in there to make that work. I don't know how else you're gonna make that work. I don't think there's another way to make that work. Other than, you know, do maybe 45 crossovers edges, just stack them back to back for spacing. That's the only way to do that, probably. But see, I've made this stuff like shallow curves. This is, I think this grass right here is just a little bit too high, but it didn't look like it was going through the hill or anything. But as long as the rail stays above the ground, I'm happy. So, like, I tried every option to get it up off the ground here, but I thought it just looked kind of good just to leave it kind of like that, cut into the ground like you're gonna be, you know, going up and over. So I just, yeah, these are, we're gonna go back with empties, so we're just pulling these empties. But see, we're never gonna be going up this hill fully loaded for any reason. I wouldn't, anyway. I mean, if we're gonna go and load it with, like, you know, the tender weight and all that, maybe. But I mean, other than just the tender weight that you have to overcome, you should be alright. Now, this stuff I laid pretty easy. So this, like, obviously where there is obviously in some of these industries, I gotta relay some of that track, and I don't know. I might make a stream about that. I don't know yet. But they're coming out with an update for this tomorrow, so depending on what we get to help me line stuff, like if I'm going to, for example, if they're gonna give me something to, like, a prop or something to, like, I guess I could use like a sign or something as a prop, like in the middle of the rail, right? And then just kind of go based on where I want that to be. Like, I know where the crane usually ends, right? In most loading zones, right? So if we can just get like a prop to, like, be sticking out of the, you know, work for a second there, like while I remove that track and then, like, let's say relay it, because the one inlet side for just the logs, I can't do any more than 2. Well, I can't really do any more than 2 anyway, because this thing will be dragged way too slow. But say I had a bigger engine, I can only haul 2 of these up there. And if it was a bigger engine, we'd have to be doing this in full reverse, because there's not a way right now currently to do that. So it's either, well, maybe we'll fix that, I don't know. Let me get this up here, then let me see if I can try something here once I get up here. We'll see about getting it done. Yeah, it would be pretty good right here. Yeah, I'm still doing that, like 12. See, our water's getting used pretty quickly. Yeah. So we're doing alright. So, I mean, so since we're doing alright, Yeah, I don't know what exactly is causing that, but it's causing some issues. But yeah, it's pretty okay right now. So, I mean, you know, it works okay. So, we're gonna get up here, and then we'll see about getting that worked out. So yeah, we'll stop short on the approach here, and then we'll see if I can get something to fix. So yeah, it's working pretty good. Let the brakes here at the switch, and then I'll see if I can get rid of this problem. Cause there's a problem where I can't get the cars all the way into like where I want them, and we'll stop short. Or I'll let the I got the brakes all the way running. But see if I can do this. So I want to run it right about here. Where is the track brake? Or did I lay this on once more? No, I did not. I don't think. I think it's here somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna put. See if I can get this to work. Prop. This will work just fine for what I'm about to do. See? This is gonna make sense here in just a second, what I'm gonna try to do. Cause see, this one, this needs to be removed. Everything's gotta be removed. And then we're gonna try to just build right off of that spline. Or that, right where I put that, that's where I'm gonna try to make that straight as I can. So that's what I'm gonna use for like my reference point. We'll just use the third here if we have to. I don't really care. I should be alright if I go. This might be a bit too far, but we'll try it. Now that's all freehand, so. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna run this on a little bit of a, if I can get this to work, which 9 times out of 10 it won't. It's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Yeah, I'll get this run way out here. I gotta do the same thing on the other side, but we'll get that like off stream. But this is the one that I really needed to fix because I couldn't get the train past a certain point without like just completely turning over the train. And I don't want to do that no more. So yeah, it means we gotta remove a few things really, really quick. How is it when I go to that, it just doesn't? But yeah, generally what I found is the longer you go with this, you're pretty much good there. But yeah, we'll be alright. There's some of the rocks that I was seeing were not really in our way. So that's good. And yeah, that's a lot better, actually. Like, I don't know how I did that exactly, but sometimes I have good ideas. Just saying. That sometimes you have good ideas. Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. But we're not trying to like pull the weight theoretically right now off of a dead stop, you know, like when we're down on the bottom of the hill. We're at the top of the hill, just ready to go in, so. Yeah, well, we're gonna give this a try and see what it does. Let's see, brakes off. 24%. Should be enough to just start getting rolling, I would imagine. Like, we're not gonna come speeding Gonzalesing in here. I don't really need to go that fast. I mean, I might have to go faster here in just a minute. So I'll put it up to like 55. Just at least so I can get a little bit, because we're gonna be kind of going into a little bit of a curve. That's just being like part of the curve thing, like you gotta get up a little bit in speed. So that's the reason I'm like, okay, makes sense, kind of. But yeah, it's like when I get past this curve, then I'll shut this off. See, here, going that way, I believe that track is actually pretty good in the line too. I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look at it obviously again. No driving backwards and reverse at night. Yippee! Let's get the lantern going, right? But yeah, that was like half the problem with trying to get like this thing stopped generally in the middle, was the fact that I couldn't get the front of the train through, so. So, well, I want to put some wood and build up the fire while we sit here. I know that's probably not the right idea, but you know, never been about right ideas sometimes. So now that's how you could probably do double track, is just use a prop. Like if you were going to, like I mean, you're still not gonna have the best options. I mean, tomorrow that might change, but I'm saying for right now, you could use that probably. Okay, so we're good. And I might be a little short on that, but we'll see. No, it's gonna be happy with it. Now this one, it should theoretically swing around. Nope, won't. Just won't. That's fine. Turn my lantern on here. Yeah, but see, now we have room for trains to get by here. Before I was like way over here and right towards that like end, but now you can go straight through if you wanted. And I might make a yard over here, just like a single track yard, just one for like mainly cars, depending on what you want, logs or the core wood. And the core wood probably would make sense. Oop, I gotta go backwards. Oh wait, no I don't, no I don't, no I don't. I can go forward. I can go forward now. See, my brain's so used to going like one direction, it's like weird. But yeah, that's kind of good now that we can just pull forward, get our next car underneath it. Now if you had the bigger cars, I don't know if you could, well, you might be able to clear it still even. Yeah, probably. Hit the brakes. See if it's enough. Yippee! We got loaded, now we got a lot of running in reverse. I want to see about getting some bigger log cars, but they're a lot more money, and I don't know if that extra log is really worth it that much right now. I mean, so I don't know. Build up the fire before we leave here. Otherwise, we'll be going, and then all of a sudden, no more pressure, and that would be bad. Because then that would mean that we would have to find water immediately. But see, it's pretty good. These two right here is pretty much. I kind of wonder if the Montezuma would make it up here now. Yeah, we're doing alright right now. Which means that, yeah, I could theoretically get bigger train. So yeah, we're doing alright. I think we're doing pretty good, actually. Eventually, like, once we get off this flat ground, we'll have to start riding the brake pretty hard. And that's the only thing that I really don't like. It's the fact that you have to ride the brakes, but you're going downhill. I mean, what more, you know, can you do? I want my train to go fast, but, you know. I kind of like the way they got this. I haven't seen any news on the update. I've seen it on Steam, like when I was firing up this game today. That's it. So I might read this afterward and see. I hope they don't change the layout, because I really do like this layout, but then again, everything's always subject to change, so, and we can't do nothing about it, so. That's all I can say, you know, it's like, I want to know, though, like, maybe, I might check out the update tomorrow, so I might play somewhere tomorrow. You know, depending on how long it takes us to get this all the way back to where we were, we'll get this, like, load delivered, and then maybe I'll see about getting a different train at some point. I don't know if I want to do that right away, though. I just don't know what train I want to get, though, but I do need... I can kind of see where people are right, like, sometimes, like, Betsy on this map probably doesn't make sense. And, yeah, that kind of is true. I'll give them that. They're not wrong. But if I just kind of laid it, I don't know. I'm thinking if I laid the groundwork, right, and all this track, right, like if I was to lay the actual groundwork myself first, and then put track on top of it, we should be okay. But I don't know if we can do it that way anymore. Because in, like, certain spots, like, on certain spots on this railroad, I wish I could have just laid the groundwork and then laid, like, the regular track. But I don't know if we can do stone walls that same way. Because if I could put the stone wall kind of where I've needed it, in certain spots, like where I needed the dirt, and have it, like, attached to this original stone wall, then I would be okay. But I don't think that that works. I wish it did, but I don't think it does. And literally, I've ran everything through here, and nothing really would let me have, you know, a real straight run through here, so. I kind of had to think, you know, like I was rethinking the whole track that I made before, because we couldn't get any trains hardly up there. We could, but we'd have to put like 2 trains together. And then I liked how as soon as I started laying the track a little bit different of a way, like I was like, okay, well, let me just lay this like as super close to the ground as possible. Like, let's just worry about getting above the hill, not, you know, worry about being above the hill, like, if that makes sense. See, because the way I laid my last track is I was just trying to go here with a switch. Now, theoretically, I could have, because I could have just came out with a stone wall up, and then switched it, you know, but I didn't think about that at the time. So you see, I should have thought about that a little bit differently. But now I got a little bit better of a design in my head and how to probably I want to run this track. So I kind of want to run some of the new industries too, but I'm gonna stack the sawmill. See, my whole process is if I stack the sawmill, right, and with enough, you know, get all the products and then fill the pond also. If I was to do all that, get that pond filled, like completely 100% like filled, you know, I'd be happy. I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna be happy with that because then that means that I could draw, you know, then I could, you know, run any product anywhere and not have to really worry about filling it for a long time. Now, with this, you're gonna have to worry about doing, like, you know, stuff that goes here to the wells, to wherever. This is our little train that we're gonna start with. I'm hoping I made the right decision, but so far I have, because the wood consumption's okay. The water consumption, you know, it's as good as you're gonna get. But I could theoretically have made it easier on myself, probably just running pallets right to here. You know. I'm just saying, like, I could have done that and then made some money that way, I guess. I could still make money that way. I think the cars are only, like, what, a couple hundred or something like that. And I might look into that, actually, seeing about just getting, like, the pallets there. There. I'll just let it roll for a little bit. Ease. Rolling good. There we go. So yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, see, the track goes to the ground, but the rail is like way above it, so. We're doing good. This and this are good to go. I hope I figured out the gaps right for the drop off, but I may not have. So, for the farm, I would like to try to get some products there maybe, and see if we can get to the farm. And that might happen. I might do that off stream or something, just to see, like, if I got, like, the angles not right. Because I don't feel like that's a lot of track that's laid, and it's a lot of long splines, so I'm hoping not to have to repeat what I did up at the logging camp. But I would say for freehanding stuff, like, that's not a bad way to, like, make sure that you're gonna get by whatever obstacle you're, like, trying to get by a hill. Just place those down. That will kind of give you a general idea on how far you're gonna be down. Because you know, you set one right here and get in a sample on how far you're gonna go down. Yeah, we might be able to get some seeds moved too if we really want to push that issue. Because I could probably get some of them cars. Just saying. and it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Like, I like how I laid my track. It's just smooth. It rolls easy. It rolls nice. Like, yeah, some of it goes uphill and it goes downhill, and it does. Just saying, like, it does kind of a little tricky when I first did this track. I did things that were probably not the right way, then I ran trains on them and they would not work the way I wanted to. And I was like, let's not get mad, let's just refresh here, let's see what we can do differently. And that's what we're gonna do, and that's what I feel like doing. Like, okay, if we're gonna have to, rebuild everything, why not just start with a fresh save and just, go for it and see what we can get kind of back online, if you will, let's see. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we can do that, let's do that, It's kind of the whole, like, thought process right now. But yeah, we could probably get, well, I guess I can look them up right now, can't I? As I'm waiting for the train to, like, stop anyway. As it stops right when I get done. But yeah, I need these flat ones. They're $200, but it's spend $400 a piece. Does paint cost anything? No. Okay, well, I just use that color for, like, a farm color, because it just reminds me of that. So that doesn't cost anything. I mean, generally, it won't. Because you can make some money. Sorry for burping, but yeah, we can get there. Yeah, let's see. Get that running. I'll see how much cash I have. Okay, so I've ran some of these, off camera just to see, like, where I could improve on my curves, because let me tell you, I didn't do some of the curves or I didn't have them the right way that I wanted. Like, I wanted shallow curves, and some of my curves were not shallow at all. They were just, like, really, really sharp, and it's just like, okay, let me make this less sharp. So, I don't know if that's, like, a good way to do that or not, but I just use, like, a prop, like, like one of those, like, the rail traffic signs or whatever. But anyway, I have 400. Okay, so I might be able to afford a better train, maybe? We'll have to look. Yeah, it's either going to be a train or cars. If it's going to be going to the farm, yeah, we'll use the Betsy. It should be fine. Yeah, it'd be alright. We got this. Like, we're doing okay. So, I mean, Betsy's gonna try to make a bunch of money for us, hopefully. Like, if we were to do, the new cars, there's gonna be $400 on the drain, which means that we're gonna have to do deliveries for that too. So you'd have, theoretically, logs, and then pallets that you could do to make your cash. Then you would just have to buy a couple water cars, and then you could start making products from that too, I guess. Theoretically, you can get 2 industries, is what I'm saying. Started theoretically, you would have the wood products, and then you could start, you know, the other stuff. Because I think the cattle farm is not far off of this farm, and we could run a track off of one of the lines off of the farm to go there. I mean, that's generally how I would do it, but it's how I like to do things. Sorry for yarning, but can't help it. But yeah, it just depends. If we can get this set to where I want it to be set, and have it like we have now, like where it's kind of almost like the way I'm setting it up is kind of like a high-speed rail kind of situation. It's like where, you know, you're not gonna be hitting anything, but I believe, you know, I'm trying to make like a high-speed run, or as best of a high speed as I can get. But I'd like to, you know, kind of work up to that. That's why we're using a Betsy, like, because eventually we're gonna be getting, you know, faster trains, and the Betsy is just going to be, you know, basically we're gonna use that for maybe a plowing one at some point. You know, that'd be what its main job is. Not, I'm saying, like, if we get a new plow, it won't obviously be. So I know that for a fact won't be the way that we do it, but if we get, you know, if we get a new, like, if we were to get, like, one of the ones that have, like, it's like a snowblower kind of attachment, right? Rather than the regular, you know, plow. That, if we had something like that, the power, I would have to get something bigger, obviously, like a Montezuma, maybe. Or maybe even something better than that. I don't know. But I'm hoping to obviously, you know, get where I can run this as a high-speed kind of system, and it should work pretty okay. But it's like I said, I want to build up to that. I want to have to put, you know, hard work into it to make it kind of feel worth it. I think everybody thinks that way sometimes, but, you know, and other people are just like, yeah, you know, I just want to, you know, get the money the easiest way. But me, I'd rather have 2 industries, start 2 industries at a time, right? And then we can get, with the wood, we can get all the, gotta build that all the way to the, you know, iron mine, for example. And then you're gonna get to the smelter. But I think when we get to the refinery, I might just do a line off to the smelter, because half the time I might be carrying products for that place anyway, or I might be going there. So I could do either run, if that makes sense. Just hang on. Oop, wrong button. Because if you look at the map, here's the refinery, here's the smelter. You could theoretically run a line somewhere through here. From, I don't know, you could probably go back to somewhere in here. Maybe up there you could swing up, or you could swing back this way. But what I'm thinking is, I want to make a line at some point, eventually, off the back side of this that comes this way around, maybe, if we can. I don't know if we can, but maybe just kind of follow this water, like, you know, along the water's edge, and then come right to Ironworks, and then we can build right to here, and then right to here. I'm just saying, like, that's a theoretical idea, because this is gonna have to go out here to fill, you know, this at some point, because this is gonna fill this, and then at that point, this is gonna feed a smelter, I believe it was. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. But I do know that you gotta take, you know, wood out to these places as well, but this could be like, you know, you're just... We'll get all the options that we can out the way, you know what I mean? And the coal mine we're gonna have to get to, the oil field we'll have to get to as well. So I think what I'll do is go to the cattle farm, three-way switch it, so that we can have, you know, a route this way, build a lake here, off of that, right, and then just label where they go. Railway agency might use that for loop around, you know. And it might just have one that's just a straight through line, and then one that's like your main delivery line. If we can do it that way, I don't know if we can. I haven't really. Again, some of these buildings are new to me, but I do know that they probably will take coal, probably, or you know what I mean. I'm just saying because some of the, even you know, some of the, you know, locomotives I'm going to be running probably at some point are going to have coal, so we're going to have to start making our way here and here to get to this stuff. And I could build from here. Actually, that would work. Either from here or from here. Either way would work, theoretically. I can make it work. This will have to go here, though. This will be like a straight run here. Though. And maybe like a switch so that we could come this way. And then go this way if we wanted. Uh-oh. Did we lose anything? Well, it's just a sharp little turn that we hit. Jesus. It's doing 21 miles an hour. That's pretty impressive. And this is a long bridge, by the way. So, I mean, there's sections like there's no crossbars, so we could theoretically go if we needed to. So, yeah. And I do have it set up so that I can run to the water well from this setup. Like, I did it backwards than how I had it originally, but it'll work out. Yeah, let's turn the rig off. Let this thing coast because I'm gonna have to hit the brake pretty soon. We're doing 40. Okay, things are getting a little squirrely. soon we'll have to be... We gotta be running into this section of the bridge. There's two different bridge styles here, so we should be running into it. Just a little bit of guessing and waiting when to hit the brake. Got it. There we go. We don't want speed through this corner. Cause it's pretty, like, gets pretty weird about it. And then I'll hit the regulator as soon as we get up out of here. As soon as we start straightening out, then I'm throwing this throttle on. But yep. So we're good. We're doing good. I don't know. It's gonna go a little weird here, but I don't think it's gonna go super weird. But yeah, we could probably do that if we can get up here. We got this. We got it. So, if we just keep doing what we're doing, should be good. Okay, so now we're only gonna be going 12 because we got a bunch of weight back in the rear. Unless the back trailer came. What am I doing back there? Huh? Did I go flying out and didn't notice? But that does actually kind of help though, so I mean, it's kind of viable if it works. Yeah, I'll cut the regulator off here in just a second, and then we'll hit the brakes. I wish we had, like, lights we could put on the back here, though. That would be, like, very, very good, because then I'd be able to see, like, where the back of my, you know, train is. Yeah, we got this. Now. Slamming the brakes. Slamming brakes. Slamming brakes. Okay. Yeah, but I don't end up back there, so I don't understand how that happened. Does this even work anymore or no? Like, does it keep track? Like an accurate count or no? I guess not. Yep, it does not keep track. 470. So I have 470 theoretically. Let me look here. I'm gonna look at something really quickly. I'm looking at, like, cause some of the stuff's still out of order, I do believe. See, Montezuma is still up here. Okay, yeah, probably not work, but I think then, cause it's got Tinder. It's kind of like, do I just stack money? Oh, jeez, that would probably work. Half of the ones that I'm, like, this probably wouldn't work very well. They got that, and then that one takes wood, and then they have, like, the coal variant. And I would like, I think they freaking got an update for that coming out. I think it comes out tomorrow for that too. Lima. Yeah, I want to get that, but I'm never gonna see this amount of money at all. Like, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, that is... Why is this here? And then I step out there and it's like, is that like a camera or an optical illusion or something? I don't know. No idea. But I just know that I will probably never see, like, you know, that amount of money. I don't think I'll ever see. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it here for now. I mean, just until, like, we get... Kind of waiting really for that update tomorrow to see, like, what we get. If I can get things that can help me build, then we'll build more. But a lot of the time, I find, like, it's just easier, you know, to build, you know, offline. If that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense or not. But it does to me, because, you know, you don't have to hear, you know, me sit there and try to figure out if this is going to be straight. Like this right here, you can tell is not. But it's fine. But with all that being said, I will see you all next time.